Have you ever wondered why women who were once passionate, who wholeheartedly cared for their families, gradually become quiet or seem irritable with their spouses as they enter their twilight years? Many people think this is simply a common trait of long-married couples, assuming that marriage inevitably grows dull over time. But in reality, these signs often stem from deep-rooted causes you may have never noticed. First reason, being emotionally neglected. In the early years of marriage, emotional attention and communication often come naturally. But as the burdens of work, the responsibilities of raising children, and financial pressures arise, many husbands gradually shift into maintenance mode, focusing only on fulfilling their roles while paying less and less attention to their wives' feelings. They believe that silence means contentment, thinking that as long as there are no arguments, the family is happy. But as the silence stretches on, the wife's need to be heard, cared for, and shared with only grows stronger. Loneliness begins to fester when the small daily conversations fade away. Second reason, unfairness in sharing responsibilities. Many women spend their youth managing the household, caring for children, and supporting their husbands' careers without their efforts ever being acknowledged. They shoulder most of the invisible work, meals, cleaning, taking care of relatives, organizing holidays. Although society has changed, for women who married decades ago, gender role division was still heavily influenced by the mindset that men earn money, women manage the home. Over the years, these unrecognized efforts accumulate into a psychological burden. When life slows down, they realize the long-standing injustice, which can easily turn into resentment or quiet bitterness. Third reason, an unfulfilled desire to reconnect. After dedicating themselves to raising children, many women look forward to the time when the kids are grown so they can fully enjoy life with their husbands, sharing conversations in the evenings, going for walks hand in hand, or exchanging simple words of care. But when these expectations meet only silence, or a husband who feigns busyness by constantly staring at the TV or newspapers, the longing to rekindle the relationship turns into a deep, hard-to-heal wound. Sadly, many husbands don't recognize the difference between silence born of peace and silence born of loneliness. Fourth reason, unrecognized sacrifices. Women often set aside their dreams, careers, and personal interests to prioritize their families. Even if they don't need loud applause, they still hope to be thanked and acknowledged. But when no one asks about or remembers these sacrifices, they gradually feel invisible and worthless. Over long periods of not being recognized, these feelings easily turn into sadness, and then into resentment. Fifth reason, growing emotional independence exposes unmet needs. As they reach their twilight years, many women suddenly realize they no longer fear loneliness as they once did. They may even find peace when alone. This quiet gives them time to reflect on themselves and recognize the emotional void that has silently existed for so many years. They start to ask themselves, what truly makes me happy? Am I still loved, still valued? If the answer is only silence or indifference, loneliness becomes clearer than ever. At this point, women no longer easily accept a marriage that exists only out of obligation. They long for a relationship built on sharing, understanding, and companionship. And if their husbands still think that as long as we don't fight, everything is fine, they will only feel more isolated and distant. This inner change is not an act of rebellion, it's the natural result of emotional growth. Emotional independence in old age is both a positive sign of self-awareness and a warning bell. Marriage only stays strong when both partners nurture the connection, rather than leaving it to fade with time. Long-lasting marriages don't turn cold on their own, they grow cold when we stop listening, stop caring, and stop nurturing them. Especially in old age, when both have spent almost their entire lives together, maintaining emotional connection, respect, and sharing becomes more important than ever. Only when both are willing to open their hearts, look back on their journey, acknowledge their own shortcomings, and offer genuine care can marriage truly last happily to the end. If you are in a relationship that has lasted decades, don't let silence pull you apart. Start with a simple question, a word of gratitude, a gentle touch. Sometimes, these small things are the threads that reconnect two hearts that seem to have drifted apart. Don't wait until the quietness of the woman beside you becomes a pain that can't be healed. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe our channel, like, share it with friends or loved ones who might need this information. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions, and let us know what topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. Your feedback is incredibly important, it helps us improve every day. Thank you very much, see you in the next video.